veteran gets the better of the rookie on the opening draw. Redwoods come in 2-5, fourth place in the West, off a loss to the Whipsnakes 18-13 in their second game last week in San Diego on their homecoming weekend after they beat the Chaos the day before.
Good defense by JT Giles Harris leads to that goal.
Full
by Ryan
field action. Outlaws turning defense to offense to start.
Well, JT Giles Harris does a phenomenal job of shutting down Pennell on that possession.
He pulls the chair.
Yes.
He pulls the chair on him. You can see Pennell lean in here, and Giles Harris just kind of gives ground. And then off that turnover, Outlaws are up and running. Tarafinko does a great job of crashing the crease. So if you're that lead man on a break, run to the crease.
Yep.
And what's going to happen is either they cover you, freeing up guys at the perimeter, or if they leave you by yourself, now you have a shot on the crease.
Hanley, who caught some ire. He's got it back here off the restart, matched up with Isaiah Davis-Allen, who's back in the lineup. Advantage, Hanley. Left hand, top shelf smoke.
This is huge for Sam Hanley. His last 3 games, 1 for 10 shooting with 0 assists. 1.3 games. Sam Hanley, 6'5", two-handed, gets in and then just shoots once. Isaiah Davis-Allen just lets up for 1 second here. He just lets him breathe for a second. He gets his hands free.
He just gets caught up into trying to do the right thing and you know what I mean? He thinks too much.
Big start for the Outlaws. Big start for the Outlaws. Coach Sudan will have to watch that one up on the monitor.
3 goals in the first 2 minutes. That's Eric Law finishing it off.
The adult in the room gets it done, Boyle.
Yeah, just breakdown defensively here for Redwoods. You're going to see Zawada get caught up. So now on a short stick, and as he goes to the goal, you can see his head up. Frees it right as he goes to slide. Here's the first slide. Here's the double team. Here comes Fake. Where's the second double team to get back to the other crease offensive player? So Fake goes, and then there's no second slide. So Law is left all by himself, given the point, like, yeah, that's all you. Cohen gets kind of trapped between 2 guys there. And then they just go on a tear, right? Because they move Dixon to attack. You got Schellenberger, he's playing, right? You got Teat, he's obviously still playing. He's obviously playing.
Brennan O'Neill.
Redwoods need a timeout here. They're not awake.
All Outlaws to start. O'Neill's on the board.
Something was done in the pregame speech by Coach Tim Sudan, and it might not have been to the whole group, was pointing out guys like Sam Hanley, like Brennan O'Neill. Take over this game, you're too good. And it's the range and his ability to get to the middle of the field here on Conlon, a guy who guarded him successfully this college season, Notre Dame Duke. On that one, though, too much O'Neill, Quint.
We saw it last week in San Diego for the first half only. When Jesse Bernhardt, their defensive leader and captain, got hurt, they lost something spiritually and they lost something tactically. Right now the route is on with Justin Anderson from about 13 yards.
You needed to call timeout before this game
Outside
got away.
They're giving him a 2.
Yeah.
He lost his lid in the process. 6-love Denver.
And when it rains, it pours. Because Jack Kelly's the second best player at his position against 2-pointers. He's saving 82%. Only Colin Kurtz of the Boston Cannons is better. This time, Anderson, a little giddy up, solves Kelly from deep.
Redwoods want a timeout.
They need it. They're not playing with any juice, any energy. He's like, no, we're just going to keep riding Brennan O'Neill as Cross Ferrara backhanders. Incredible individual effort here by Ferrara.
Cross Ferrara just loves when Kark's in the booth, dating back to last year when he was a rookie.
Well, it's a nice pick there by Young. It doesn't necessarily make contact with Fake, but it changes the angle.
That's a great
it's
shot.
Left-handed. I thought it was backhanded
No, that
at first.
is a tremendous shot by Cross Ferrara as he comes above goal line extended. You know what I love about that shot? He stops his release. He doesn't follow through the entire way. If you follow through the entire way, you're shooting near pipe, and that's where Kelly's occupying the entire goal.
And just like you're trying to make too much happen, you're basically playing not to lose, making turnovers.
How about Ryder Garnsey? First goal in style for California. Ryder Garnsey. Turn and shoot.
We talked about him in high school. He has one of the best mixed tapes you'll ever see, but functionally, too, he does all the little things. There's structure to his game. Coming up, approaching the ball, and he shoots that basically with all his wrists and his hips, right? He didn't catch that ball, plant and rip. He let that ball fly, Drew.
Law lost it. And Zawada stabs it out of the air.
O'Neal's got a short stick.
Yeah. Oh, it's a pole goal. Greg Weil in for the injured Bernhardt, and Weil strokes it.
This Denver team's playing with some pace. Meanwhile, this is his first game since 2022. Just stays on. Just a ton of confidence. You can see Gray was trapped on defense. He throws that one-handed wrap check to get Weil off the two-point line, but doesn't really stay with the play.
He's feeling it. That is a hard shot to track, and credit Weil.
That's Weil. 6 years out of college right now.
What a finish. RP3.
Well, I was crediting Giles Harris' pick game earlier, so naturally Pennell denies it. You can see him act like he's going to use the pick. He rolls right at the point of contact, and that allows him to gain leverage, actually shoot through a Giles Harris lift. So Giles Harris gets back to it, gets a lift on, and the first ballot Hall of Famer just has got too many tricks up his sleeve.
Look, that looked simple. The level of difficulty there with his wrist strength and his awareness where he is in front of the goal, that is a high-level finish by Rob Pennell.
Who finished his college career here at Johns Hopkins after he started at Cornell. Can't stop that from Justin Anderson. His second goal today, first from inside the arc, and the Outlaws' onslaught continues.
Well, it's tough for a goaltender to be asked to step in without a real warm-up, right? It's 110 degrees probably on the turf. It doesn't matter. He wasn't seeing his shots right before action. Played at Cornell for Pete Milliman. Spent his last grad transfer year at Hopkins, and now he's seeing some PLL smoke. Justin Anderson hit a 2-ball earlier, now just a traditional cut. On the right-handed Erlin.
Gets it back to Brennan O'Neill. After the pump fake, Hanley, foot inside the arc. That is a rocket.
Smoke, Drew.
95. Top shutter.
Kark, I'll give you the shot in a second. What I want to highlight is O'Neill the feeder.
Yep.
Because the book on him is once he gets going, he's not really a guy that looks to feed the ball. There, he draws the double team after a rotation, and as he's fallen to the ground, has the wherewithal to get it back to Hanley, who brings the heat from deep.
That's a great call out, and I love where he's dodging there because you know they have to go adjacent there. So if he's willing to draw that double, if he's willing to take the hit.
He, I'm telling you, has something to prove today based off last week.
Weirman wins the face-off right down Charles Street. 11-2 Denver. The former Maryland Terrapin does it himself.
You knew he wasn't necessarily going to go toe-to-toe with Erlin today, but you knew he was going to have an opportunity to bury one. So he's not going to maybe win the war here, but he's going to win this battle. The offensive exit, you've got to respect him. You've got to know your scout. Weirman is a legit threat off of a face-off win. This is his third goal of the season.
Dalton Young bumped off his spot. Young, by the way, another rookie wearing number 11. Hanley, just too big. Took him to the weight room.
This is the Sam Hanley, this game, this first half. This is the Sam Hanley that we've all wanted since he got drafted. Since we all thought that he could be the first pick overall. This is a huge head of steam coming from the box, and it's just brute force. I'm just bigger and more physical than you.
Sam Hanley has 3 goals in this half, and Drew, he's heightened the expectation moving forward in this season because now we know what he's capable of doing.
This is what we've always thought he could do.
Law gets it back to Anderson. Top corner, stamps it. It's a hat trick for Justin Anderson with a two-pointer in there. And Denver continues to dominate.
He's feeling it. 21 in white. Dual threat midfielder. Today it's all about filling up the net. Takes Montgomery top side. The Redwoods are hurting. There's no California dreaming in Baltimore.
Credit for our crew setting up and working on such a scalding hot and humid day here in Charm
Great
City.
call, Q. What a finish by Rob Pennell. He came to the party. He showed up. He's got 2 goals in the first half.
You called him Mr. 5-5 earlier, Kark.
Yep.
I think what's so impressive is as he's aged, right, he doesn't have the same level of athleticism. Granted, he takes incredible care of his body, but now he's got more tricks. We saw the Canadian egg roll, kind of the backhander. Now he posts them up right along goal line extended. That's normally when you would see a question mark, a rocker. Now the ageless wonder throws the behind the back.
Bundy for 2. Goes low and sticks it at 95.
This is downright frightening. This might become the most feared shooter in pro lacrosse. Watch his release points. You saw that ball right there. He shot low to low. He will get Trace Erlin later in this game low to high. He'll change his release point and his levels.
And you can see the frustration by Cohen. No real advantage had been gained. So credit the Outlaws in terms of what they drew up in that timeout. But there was a clear breakdown defensively there for Redwoods.
Talk about Rob Pennell above goal line extended, feeling pressure and playing the body. O'Neal sweeping across for a couple goals, this time getting underneath. It's the hit after. And Conlon got the best of him in college. He is owning this matchup today.
And he's scored in a variety of manners. Here you see him go underneath. There's the hit by Dennis.
That's the second time Conlon tried to go over his head.
At this point for Denver, guys, is it just keep doing what you're doing, or are you trying to kill clock now? Oh! That'll work! Whoa!
Why would you kill clock when you could see this? What did I tell you earlier? That he was going to shoot the ball where next? High, because he got Erlin low earlier. This is an absolute hammer of a shot. Same release point, different spot. Look at Bundy. As Quint mentioned, the hands together. The left arm is straight as can be. King Kong Bundy.
I mean, this just tags that corner.
He's pin hunting when the pin is placed in the corner of the green.
Who's going down swinging?
It's Wes Berg right now.
Bertrand whistles it top shelf. Purely cosmetic at this point. Point differential is important, but if the Redwoods are going to come back, they need a miracle.
Kirst's second assist of the today. Him and Pennell have really been the only bright spots offensively, if you could call it that. It's all Outlaws.
Long Island for the semis and Philly for the championship, which is September 15th. There's Nakai Montgomery along goal line extended. Uses the quick feet to get free and score.
That's his first of the season.
Yeah. He's back playing that two-way role. So he just uses the speed dodge. He gets Dalton Young trapped. And this is where I think he can really exploit those matchups.
I love that move.
I think when you look at him as a true offensive midfielder, having to go against the other team's top short stick versus
trapping someone.
Yes.
Yeah, trapping someone and then using your athleticism and your speed there. Nakai is so good in terms of changing speeds.
This crew, led by Matt Palem, will make the call. At least 30 minutes. People have to exit the stadium.
What's that, brother?
And we'll be checking for some updates, and when we have them, we will share them with you. How's that radar looking, RB? What do you got?
Checking this lightning
blue
app, and
skies?
it's everywhere.
All right, we'll give you updates as they become available. Make sure you're following the PLL on social media. That's your best bet where to find an update on this weather delay with under 10 minutes to play. It's Denver 18, California 5.